ready. Get to work.
Shut the door, Alec! There's a draft!
Are you gonna take your medicine?
I love cocaine!
What's the matter? Little lady can't drink?
Give me back my fucking whiskey!
They're gonna kill that poor woman.
Jews invented spark plugs to control global traffic.
So don't buy no fucking pizza at a gas station.
It's okay. Just admiring the shape of your skull.
Daddy's full of beads and he's ready to fuck.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen and everybody in between, get him in. Oh. Right in my fucking eyeballs.
Shot right back at you.
Karma's a bitch.
Well, welcome.
Welcome, everybody, to the End Times podcast. I am Matt Noyes. This is my co-host, Alec C. Hill.
Hello, hello.
Episode deuce.
A hot deuce, in fact.
A hot fucking spicy deuce.
It's like, I mean,
courtesy of the taco truck.
I was gonna say, it was like back in the grilled stuff burrito was around, and I would like put my own hot sauce on it because fire sauce just never did it.
It's never enough.
Dude, I think like the enzymes in my stomach that I used to have when I was like 16, 17, I could just eat tacos all the time and burritos and like never have a bad thing happen to my undergarments.
Well, that's always impressive.
I'm
Usually,
fairly certain that's gone. Like that.
Usually a bunch of horrible shit happens to me.
Yeah. Well, I know I've seen it actually, but no,
Yeah.
like I think the enzymes
It's like a war crime down there.
It's like Geneva.
Yeah. One time I had diarrhea so bad that FEMA showed up 3 weeks late to my toilet.
3 weeks late.
Mm-hmm.
Did they actually like rope it off and everything? Like,
They did.
Was it like that movie Pandemic?
No, it was like that movie Crawl, except instead of alligators, it was just sentient diarrhea flakes crawling around.
They were flakes. It came out in flakes. That
Yeah.
sounds really unhealthy and kind of biologically.
It's like
impossible.
fish scale cocaine is what it was.
Speaking of cocaine.
Speaking of cocaine, Alec, you have a good story.
Don't I just? So the other night. I decided best course of action. Like I got off of work, and I'm not going to say where I work. I'm not going to say where I went because this involves illegal substances and not flaky sentient diarrhea flakes.
You were at the. No, never mind.
Don't you fucking do
I won't. All right. God damn it.
So.
Fine, you son of a bitch.
I know, right? Got to keep us all incognito. So I got off of work and I went to a bar that had a show going at the invite of my friend.
Yes.
We'll call him Mitch. That's not his name, but we'll call him Mitch. So Mitch is like, hey man, you got to come to the show. I'm like, hey, I'm only gonna catch like 3 songs at most.
Yeah.
Which, so in context, like if it was me catching 3 songs of Tool, I mean I'm basically getting an entire show. If it was me catching 3 songs of like, say, Napalm Death, that would be like maybe 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not worth it. I'd never heard of this band, but like I showed up anyway, and turns out they're like a really cool surf rock band.
Oh.
So yeah, I only caught 3 songs, but it was great. We had a good time.
I like surf rock.
I like surf rock. So then my buddies in this this band that we'll call the
FBI.
The FBI. So they were like, hey, you got to come back and hang out with us. And I was like, okay, cool. So we do what every fine American alcoholic does, and we go to a bar, another bar, before we go to their house.
Of course.
Of course. And we proceed to get very fucky there. Then we go back to his place, and we're chilling out and stuff, and he's like, hey, who wants to do some cocaine? Now, I mean, if my hand could have shot up faster, I might have like dislocated an arm, which keep that in mind. So he starts pulling out lines, and he's like, hey, let's go down to my basement. And I was like, okay, this is starting to take a bit of a kinkier turn than I was expecting, but hey, Cocaine Sex Dungeon, it's a great name for a band.
It is. I was just going to say.
So we go down to the Cocaine Sex Dungeon, and he's like, yeah, I just bought this place, and I'm renovating it. I actually got like these beams and like walls I need taken down. I'm going to try and take them down. So we decide.
So then he took down your pants and
just went to town.
Put a cocaine rock in your butthole and just slobbered on it like a fucking.
It's like you were there.
Like a
like
a thirsty
Doberman.
cat drinking from a water feeder.
We went with 2 different animals on that one. I said like a Doberman, which is the definition of
Very,
sloppy toppy.
very. I was thinking the guy must have had a sandy tongue though.
He might have. I don't know. The cocaine kind of made it hard for any sensation to really
That is true. It does numb your mouth area, from what I understand.
Yeah, it hurt your jaw though still. So we decide the best course of action because I bought a 6er. I'm a kind guy. I'm a nice person.
You are.
Thank you.
You know what? You are.
I am.
You are.
I am.
You are
I'm a nice
exceptionally
person.
generous and very reasonable.
I would like to believe so.
Yeah.
So my exceptionally generous and reasonable coke mind decides the best course of action is to rail a line of cocaine, chug a beer, and then hurtle myself with no thought of life or limb, especially limb,
Yeah.
at this freaking wall. So,
This is why we need to hang out more, man. So yeah, I knew I picked the right guy for this fucking.
so the first couple times I do this, because I don't just do it once, I don't just do it twice. I hit that wall every single time that I did a rail of cocaine, and we had a gram. So we did manage to, all of us, bust down some of these walls. Today my shoulder hurts really bad. And I'm really lucky that I did not dislocate anything or break anything.
Yeah.
But now I'm realizing what this guy's master plan was. You got to hire an actual construction crew and like have them like a demolition crew and have them actually take down all this stuff and test for load-bearing walls and make sure that everything's up to OSHA and all that stuff.
No, fuck that. Just get a bunch of guys over, fucking lube them up on coke, and
just have them
go to
fling
town,
themselves.
fling themselves into these fucking half-assed drywall structures, and
yeah, that's honestly, he saved a lot of money doing that. I guarantee you.
It's the Kool-Aid Man method.
That is exactly what he did, and it's kind of given me a thought for like future generations of like if you're worried about like how to pay for school, if you're worried about rent or stuff like that, all you need to do is get you and 5 of your stupidest friends together. Get a bunch of cocaine in your system. And then just hurtle yourself into whatever construction needs deconstructing.
And this will get you money.
We call it Kool-Aid Demolition.
Kool-Aid Demolition. Very nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So that was my last night. How are you doing, Matt?
I'm doing okay. I've been... I got invited onto the Bang Bus a week ago when I was in Seattle.
Really?
No. No, that's
a...
No, I realized recently I'm probably never going to get laid again.
Okay.
Because
Walk me through your thought process on that.
Well, because you see, I don't know. I think I better just embrace my embrace my failures with women, as they come. Because
I would just call it more life experience.
These life experiences suck a load of dicks. So I think I'm just gonna.
As much as C-3PO does.
Well.
In case you're just not joining us, last episode we talked about R2-D2's space fuck stash.
Oh God, yeah.
We also talked.
Which is ironic that he in the Family Guy Star Wars thing he was Cleveland Brown and he had the porno stash and he's clearly the one who's been raping C-3PO the most. He's got so many gadgets for it.
So that's okay. I did actually think about that whenever we left, and that shows how much of an indelible mark you've made on my brain.
And dude, BB-8 from the newer ones. You don't want to know what that sick fuck gets up to.
He's got a lighter.
That's all you need to know.
That's all you need to know.
That's exactly where I was going with that, by the way.
Okay.
I mean, case in point. The little guy's
got a lighter.
He's a fucking beach ball with a blowtorch. And he's down to fuck.
See,
one dangerous fucking robot, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty
robots
sure
are not to be trusted.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
These are not the droids. No, don't go looking for droids.
And don't go chasing waterfalls.
Just stick to the rivers and the Star Wars you're used to.
And don't worry about how much C3PO got absolutely gang raped.
You don't want. It's not something you want to think about.
There was no hope. It was not a new hope.
It was a no. It was an old hope and a false hope.
And he was not.
And the Empire struck back.
And the Jedi did not return.
And the Jedi did. Oh, they did return, but it was straight into his little robot sphincter hole. I'm kind of tired of the C3PO getting raped bit. That had its day, and it's done. To prolong it any further would be crass and inorganic. So,
crass and inorganic.
Yeah, stole that line from BoJack Horseman, ladies and gentlemen.
That is
very
IP.
depressing.
Yeah,
it's a very depressing show.
It is incredibly depressing. I couldn't get past like the third season.
Yeah,
I can't. Like, go see a therapist and stop writing the show.
I watched all of it up to because the final season they split into 2 parts, and I watched the first half of it, and I was like, this is going to end very
very
badly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you hate it when you start watching something or listening to something, you can already tell like this is just not going to end in a pleasant manner, even if I want it to end badly.
That's how The Wire is.
That's how Breaking Bad is.
Well, no, Breaking Bad had a fantastic ending.
I know, but it's like I just knew.
The Wire. Have you watched The Wire all the way through?
No, everyone tells me I need to watch it.
It's got the final season sucks, but the final episode of it is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know. I don't want to be one of those guys who just talks about how fucking good The Wire. I did start watching The Wire again recently, though.
Of course you did. Well, I mean, I started rewatching
Season 2, Episode 8, baby. Coming up next on HBO, The Homo Box Orifice.
I never thought that it stood for that. I thought it was Home Box or
Office. No, a lot of people think it's Home Box Office.
Yeah, but it's Homo Box Orifice.
Yeah.
Okay.
That,
right.
Yes,
that
was it.
Admittedly, I always wondered what PBS stood for. And I remember they said one time it was like public broadcasting.
Pounding butt sex. That's what it is.
That's what it is. It's a bunch of British guys talking about the weather. You know they're getting pounded in the butts. That's just what British television is.
If you if you go to like Britain and you listen to the shipping forecast, it's all code for gay guys in the merchant navy.
The Navy is already pretty gay. Let's be honest with ourselves.
I didn't have any. That was going nowhere.
I mean, I know that it's probably a little disrespectful to our armed forces, but
the merchant navy is not. That's not a. No, it's not armed.
Oh,
forces.
I didn't hear you say merchant.
No.
Okay. The merchant navy. No, they're very gay. You have to be gay to be in the merchant.
I'm
navy.
pretty sure it is a requirement. You at least have to be bi, so you can get in there.
I could actually, and that's another fun fact. Is that you ever seen that movie Inside Llewyn Davis?
Is it about a guy who's constantly inside a man named Lou and a man named Davis?
Actually, very close. It's about a folk singer who is a former merchant marine who is inside of men constantly.
Okay.
And is being inside of. He has penises inserted into his rectum.
I see.
It was directed by the Coen brothers.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Those guys are doing some weird shit these days.
It was very artistic.
No Country for Old Men was so long ago.
I know. And now they're making gay butt sex movies.
What's the most you ever lost in a gay porn club?
My ring.
I lost my father's wedding ring.
And
it was also
my sphincter.
It was also his cock ring. I cannot do Javier Bardem's voice.
I was going to say, are you trying to be Anton Chigurh?
I'm trying. It's not coming very naturally.
Well, it's not as bad as my Judah Friedlander. That was bad.
That's pretty terrible. Did I tell you I figured out how to do Christian Slater's voice?
I'm very excited to hear this.
You see, I was in a movie called True Romance many years ago, and it was a movie where I figured out that I was Dennis Hopper's son, so I wanted to kill myself, and I fell in love with the concept of suicide, and I'm not doing as good at this voice as I was last week. I was watching a lot of the Mr. Robot clips. This doesn't even sound like Christian Slater.
Not at all anymore.
No, not anymore. I lost it. It was like, Elliot, you want to show me that Polaroid of your sister's tits again, Elliot? I'm definitely not a hallucination. Sorry to spoil Mr. Robot for everyone.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I was kind of excited to watch that show, but now I think I've got the basic plot.
I watched a bunch of clips of it on YouTube.
Doesn't that show have Rami Malek?
Yes.
Okay. I wanted to watch it because he's a gorgeous person.
He's a weird looking guy, man.
I think he looks hot.
I mean, he seems like he seems like a really cool dude.
Yeah, for sure.
He told this fucking hilarious story on Conan about how when he was like a pizza delivery boy when he was like 16, and he like delivered a pizza to this like really hot older lady.
Yeah.
And he was like, he like got back to his car and he was like, you know what, I'm gonna go back to her door and ask her out. And so he did, and she turned him down, obviously.
And then like I don't know why he had to throw in obviously. He's Rami Malek.
Well, he was 16. He probably looked like a fucking dork.
Oh,
but
yeah. No, he probably did.
You can imagine that.
I'm
that guy probably had a very that guy's a real ugly duckling. I have a feeling. His eyes are so fucking big, dude. There's no way his eyes weren't that big the day he was born.
Oh, I guarantee you.
He just looked like that
so
guy from Lost who's like, "Hello, Jack. We have to move the island." or what? I don't know. I never watched that show. What a fucking... That show was balls, dude. My mom loved that fucking shit, though. Terrible taste in fucking everything, that lady.
Including children?
Thanks, buddy. That makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
No, that's just the Miller High Life. Sorry, people are just like... they're like, hey, now that you're doing something that requires you to actually focus, let's text you.
Let's blow you the fuck up and... get you to... Anyway, Mr. Robot.
Mr. Robot.
I have a feeling that it's probably a bad show, but I can't prove that mathematically until I watch it.
So that's the thing, though, is that you've already mentioned you've got Christian Slater in it, and I personally have only ever seen Christian Slater in one movie, and that's Heathers. And
which I've never seen. I've seen a ton of movies.
Winona Ryder at her...
Oh, she was so pretty.
Ryder, my God.
She
still is.
Yeah, but... You gotta imagine she's batshit insane, though.
You know,
absolutely batshit insane.
Honestly, if you spent that much time around young Michael Keaton, you'd probably lose your mind too. Because he's a gorgeous man, but you know that Michael Keaton is probably just nuts.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
To go from like Batman to Birdman, one has to have a bit of a mental like breakdown.
I never finished watching Birdman.
Birdman was great.
I really liked it though.
You know,
I liked everything that I saw in it.
The Founder. That's a really good movie.
Is that the McDonald's one?
Yeah.
Plays fucking...
Roy Kroc.
Roy Kroc.
Which is actually, fun fact, where that term, what a crock, came from.
Really?
Yeah, because Roy Kroc is not the founder of McDonald's. He stole McDonald's from the McDonald's brothers. Yeah, so actually...
Yeah, didn't he do that when he was like 55 years old?
Oh, yeah, he'd been a traveling salesman the majority of his life. He also stole his competitor's wife and company.
Nice.
I know, right?
So, yeah, dude.
So I actually had something I wanted to talk to you about.
Okay.
That came up. There we go. So it came up to me at work.
Do we need to remember the Titans again?
I would love to, but no, we're not going to remember the Titans.
We'll come back to that.
Ethan Suplee's supply body.
Ooh, well, it's not supply anymore. It's fucking it's yoked as shit.
Oh my God.
That's the body of someone who has truly embraced his position in the alt-right.
Honestly, I see it, but I really hope it's not. Because all the alt-right guys I've met kind of suck.
Yeah,
they can't take a joke.
No.
That's the biggest problem, is they can't take a freaking joke.
No, they're too fucking militant with all that shit.
Yeah, it's just like, man, government and all. It's like, dude, oh my God.
I went right into my fucking microphone. It's so loud.
Nah. All right, so,
that's not gonna happen.
So,
hey, son, you want to give me a pack of unfiltered Luckies while you're in there? I'll give you a couple of them.
Hey, buddy, I'm just saying right now, Daddy needs his Smokies. Anyway, so as of a couple days ago, Oklahoma is still voting, but I guess they decided to continue to do lethal injections after a man vomits during the execution. So a man vomited. And like obviously he was in pain, so they were like in debates for a while about like, well, what are we gonna do, like, you know,
why the fuck do we not use firing squads?
So it's
so much goddamn cheaper,
and you get to have a cigarette. Come on! But I actually had I wanted to throw my hat into the ring.
Are you
here.
kidding me? A cigarette after your last meal? That's got to be the best cigarette
in the
you'll
world.
have in your fucking life.
The last
best one. The best.
Yeah.
That's how it fucking goes.
I actually wrote a song a while back. I was like, I'll savor that last drag till I go.
Oh, man.
For when I go.
Did you hear about that retarded guy that got executed in Texas and they gave him his last meal and he wanted to save it for later? Because he didn't understand what was gonna happen.
I heard about that and I was like, oh, that just breaks my heart.
It's so fucking funny, dude.
Honestly, that is one of the funniest things I've ever heard too. Well, it's like that.
No, it's not. I don't know why.
Because
now I made myself sad.
I made myself sad.
Oh, I made myself sad.
But I wanted to throw my hat into the ring of this discussion.
Yeah, sorry.
On lethal injections and whatnot, because they're always trying to find so it was the state's first lethal injection. This is from the New York Times. Since 2015, when it halted executions after using the wrong drug in one instance and allowing a prisoner to regain consciousness in another. So they fucked it up a bunch of times. So I was thinking about it as what is the most humane way, but also the most humane and elegant way to kill somebody, but also in standing with Oklahoma and our proud tradition.
Okay.
And so I was thinking about it, well, there's polio blankets, there's just mass genocide, there's getting the U.S. reserves.
There's getting a bomb dropped on your small business by a biplane.
That's
pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's a classic.
There's getting accused of rape by a white lady in an elevator.
That's
in the Drexel building.
In the Drexel building, yeah. And also, I've ridden in that elevator.
Really?
And the tour guide told me
that building is still. Which building is it?
It's an old building now. It's not it's been renovated and stuff.
Of course.
Yeah, I believe it's I don't remember where it is. I just remember I was really young. But I remember riding in it, and the tour guide was like, "This is actually the same elevator where," and I don't want to hear about.
Don't tell me that.
Ride in the rape elevator. Why do I want to be here?
It's not a rape elevator.
No, she did. She just lied because she's a racist bitch. Is what she was. She's dead now, thank God. But
I would hope. What if she's still alive? Her brain's suspended in a tube somewhere under a mountain in West Virginia or something.
In a rape elevator. She has to live in constant torment.
Yes.
Which is what I would do.
That's what girls like, man. They like torment.
Well, that explains why a lot of people have dated me.
So anywho,
so what I decided, what I landed on, is something that I think you'll agree with me, Matt, is not only sophisticated and very accurate, but also elegant in its manner of dispatching those to another realm.
Okay, well, the world needs to know, bitch. Spit it out.
All right. I call it, track with me on this one, the Angry Jed.
The Angry Jed.
The Angry Jed.
Okay.
Let me tell you what happens. So, somebody's on death row. You give them their last meal.
Can it be a retarded guy?
It can't, because if you keep saying that, we're going to get demonetized. No one's
This is never
going to make money.
Homie, we are never, ever going to be monetized.
And that's fine by me. That's fine by me. So
that's what the fucking Patreon's gonna be for. If by some miracle this fucking podcast gets any traction.
Some mentally ill guy finds our podcast. I was like, that's pretty funny.
Okay, so tell me what the Angry Jed consists of.
Okay, all right. So
tell me what it encompasses. Fill me in. After the last meal.
Let me walk you through.
Okay.
So we have their last meal. For me, I would choose, and this is gonna sound a little interesting. I thought about my last meal a lot in case I ever ended up on the wrong side of Johnny Law, which has happened before, but they didn't kill me. They just made me pay them a bunch of money, and also he touched my dick one time, which was weird.
Yeah, but you
I was on the wrong side of the law. So
shut up.
So after their last meal, mine would be a Chipotle burrito with everything on it, extra cheese, extra guac, and then a side of Da Bomb hot sauce.
That sounded fucking delicious, brother.
Right? And the Da Bomb is fucking terrible. It's an awful hot sauce. It's just heat.
Yeah.
But I figured that would be the funniest way in the world to get my last laugh on Johnny Law is when I void my bowels. It is the most putrid, rotting scent you've ever smelled. So that's at least what I would do. So after you've had your last meal and
Yes.
your last cigarette, you walk into a room with a man.
By the way, the idea of violently shitting your pants while you're being executed is pretty fucking funny.
It's pretty great. That's just pull my finger
I'm sorry, I was letting that mental image play out a little bit.
of me shitting myself to death.
Well, I was enjoying watching you get lethally injected in my mind, and
Oh, do you want me to regain consciousness and do it all over again?
well, I'm hoping you regain consciousness and then violently shit yourself and like
Hey, Mr. Executioner,
It, like-
pull my finger.
it's such a violent shit that it bends that that platform that they put you on and shit, you know.
Honestly, that is probably the best way I could be dispatched. But so you walk into a room and you're greeted by a 6'5" man, very tall. He is dressed like Yosemite
Can
Sam.
this guy be retarded?
Let me finish.
Okay.
So he's dressed like Yosemite Sam, but he's older. He's got a big old gray beard, right? And he's holding a frying pan.
Okay.
And he walks up to you, and he bashes your head with the frying pan, and goes, "Get, wham!
But you can't.
Get off this mortal coil.
Oh.
Get, wham!" And I think it's elegant because it gives the criminal or wrongly accused person time to look back on their life and wonder how it got to this point where they're now being violently beaten to death by Yosemite Sam, who is telling them to get. I think that is the best way to dispatch somebody. And thus, we have the Angry Jed, patent pending.
Why is it called the Angry Jed?
That's his name.
His name. Okay.
Yeah.
So it has to be a 6'5" old guy from Texas, probably.
It's Oklahoma. Come on, he's got to be Oklahoma.
Okay, fair enough. I'll be damned if I'm gonna let some Texan queer execute my boys in this here prison. I'm the fucking warden here,
Get.
and we are gonna get Bob Stoops in here to beat these prisoners to death with a goddamn frying pan.
Exactly.
And God or anyone else in this fucking plane of existence ain't gonna tell me otherwise.
Exactly. Yes, you get it. See, I think that's perfect.
They need to make a spittoons for bars again. They need to make those a
They
thing.
really do.
And they need to make them. I'm pretty sure you could do it nowadays with like, you just use some of the same technology they use to make steel tongue drums. You make a spittoon out of that.
Okay.
So it like
And
actually.
if I hit different sections of it, will it make different notes?
You can do that,
Okay.
sure.
So kind of like a.
You could build one that
yeah.
did that, but if just like the cheaper model is just going to be
so
one.
That's the premium model. This is the discount model.
Yeah.
Okay.
The base model is
Base
just like
model,
one that reverberates the same note every time, but it's that one that you hear in classic
the-
westerns, you know?
That's a good note.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Which
I'm
there's
also
no
just-
way you could spit that hard.
I mean, if you've got like a mouthful of dip, for sure, you've actually got some like ammo.
And if it's like the 1880s and there's like rocks and fucking human teeth in that shit
Yeah,
already,
then of course you're
probably
gonna,
spitting out one of your teeth every time you do
Probably.
it. Anyhow.
I mean, they didn't really give much of a fuck about any part of their body.
Don't you know teeth is a source of disease? What if the neighbors saw? Ren and Stimpy, folks. Ren and Stimpy.
Created by a horrible man.
Oh, God, yeah.
But also,
John Kay.
John, what a terrible man.
What a fucking terrible human being. Have you ever seen that fucking Howard Stern interview with Billy West where he brings John Kay in and
Really?
surprises him? Dude, Billy West is like fucking shook.
I would be
in
too.
that thing for like a good like
Just
like
like,
for the
why
first like,
is he here?
like for the
Yeah.
first 2 minutes he's
Yeah.
like, oh God, this, like you can tell
Because
he's
he's a goddamn pedophile.
like that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
definitely.
I haven't heard that, but of course it doesn't surprise
Well, I
me
mean,
that
it's
the
also
fucking
like the guy who
anybody in positions of power like that.
over children's programming and
Yes.
children.
Exactly.
Well, like
Dan
guys like
Schneider from
Dan
Nickelodeon
Schneider.
is another
Yeah,
one.
Yeah, he's definitely.
This podcast is starting to lean a lot more towards like Chapo Trap House, and I really wanted it to be like Cum Town. But
It's still funny. We're laughing.
here we are, yeah. Well, yeah, it's like I'm hoping this is just a pipe dream of mine. But
Dream with me.
what if we could be a fucking Cum Town Midwest division?
I would love that.
Like
I would love every second of that.
get those guys to fucking Like the problem is there isn't a Cumtown West Coast. So the whole podcast network of Cumtown podcast doesn't fucking work. Anywho, that's not something I...
Now that we're done dreaming about that...
That's not something I ever expect to happen. But that would be fucking sick.
That would be cool.
That would be so cool. Sick. That's the only reason I bring it up is because of how cool it would be.
Okay, and so you're hoping that, against hope, somehow the guys in Cumtown will hear this and be like, you know, those two guys from...
They're not going to... Well, now they're definitely not going to think that, now that we're pandering to them.
Yeah, I know. We're
directly.
pandering hard. Please.
Hey, Moldog, come on.
We'll make you feel good.
Well, you will.
Oh, come on. You can swallow your pride and swallow some cum. Yes, you can.
I don't know. My throat
Once you
hurts.
muscle past that gag reflex, a whole world of sexual encounters open up to you.
I don't really have much of a gag reflex anymore. I've thrown up so many times.
I've seen you thrown up a bunch of times. Yeah. I saw you throw up outside of a car door as it was driving. That was intense.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to make of that.
I'm such an ace puker, dude. I'm like fucking, what's that guy's name? Kyle Rittenhouse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can just on command.
Did you see him shoot that motherfucker's arm off?
I did.
Dude, that is so fucking dope. And it turned out that guy was a fucking convicted pedophile.
Yeah.
It's like fucking...
Yes!
Yes!
That's what I like to see.
That is what... Yeah.
Well, so...
And of course that fucking poor kid gets in so much goddamn trouble over it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's how you fucking know. Like, who does the fucking legal system want to protect? Oh, they want to protect the convicted pedophile, not the fucking kid who that fucking mob of people was trying to kill.
And so I do have one thing that I'd throw in this, because this is my hot take on it. Because as the world knows, Matt and I differ on some of our takes on politics and the world as at large.
Yeah.
I think Kyle Rittenhouse was, number one, I don't think he had any business being there, to be honest. Because he crossed a state line with a firearm. That's illegal. Now, was he doing it out of the goodness of his heart? I don't know. I can't make too much of a hot take.
It's hard to say.
It's hard to say. Now, am I happy that we found out later that guy was a convicted pedophile? Goddamn right I am.
Yeah.
Am I glad that he's missing an arm? Goddamn right I am.
At the same time, yeah, I get what
But at the same time, you have to understand, I'm not happy with either party because I don't think he knew this guy was a convicted pedophile. He just shot a guy. Now, it turns out in retrospect... Okay, alright, good. Right.
Someone got pulled over on the fucking highway over there.
Oh, fuck. In case you couldn't tell, ladies and gentlemen, everybody in between, we're recording in a garage.
Yeah.
It's actually quite...
No, we're not. Dude, this is... we are in the main hall of the Palace of Versailles right now. I how dare you? How dare you compare the Palace of Versailles
to localize our region
to a garage? And you know what? You know what's weird? What's weird about it? In addition to the fact that you can hear the highway very, very close to it.
Well, there's a highway by the Palace of Versailles.
It's that the French police have been able to do absolutely nothing to stop me from getting in here.
Well, honestly, after the first time we recorded, they just heard what we were saying. They went "sacre bleu" and then ran away, and so now I've got a house key.
They're so scared of opinions,
and I don't understand why. Because they're the French.
I have a gun, so it's not like they would do anything anyhow. Not that the French have ever been able to do anything about stopping people from invading our country.
I was going to say the French have always just kind of been like, all right, fine, hands up.
They have a problem with
not really
tall, attractive men invading their countries.
Really tall and attractive men invading their countries.
Really tall and really attractive.
Yeah.
Ladies, wink, wink. 6'1".
6'1". There he is. There he is.
You know what? I'm fucking glad Notre Dame burned down. Or Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Fucking, that movie sucked anyway.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame?
Yes.
I did not like that movie.
No,
I did like how it portrayed
really
religion as
dark
bullshit.
for a fucking kids cartoon.
She's a prostitute. Yeah. We're not going to talk about
and that cardinal one, the bishop or whatever, wants to bang her.
Banger. That was hard.
Whole song about that.
Yeah, whole song about it. Who at Disney was doing that much coke? I don't know. This is a good idea.
I don't know who that movie is for, really, because it's weirdly dark for a kids Disney movie.
And they've got they tried to lighten it up with the gargoyles, but even then the gargoyles weren't really all that light to begin with.
No, they're And
also your main character, your protagonist, is a physically challenged man. So is it Is it for the Gimps? Is that who the movie's for?
Is that... I don't know. God damn
Is it
this
for
thing
the
is
Goths?
clipping.
Is it for the Cardinals? Who is this? Who
I
is
don't
your
know.
target audience here?
It's definitely not for the French, because it didn't do very well in the box office over there. Fuck the French, dude.
The French.
At least they invented fentanyl.
Why are we proud of them for that?
No, they didn't do
They
that.
didn't do that. That's definitely an American made.
Seems like, I mean, they definitely invented fatalism. So.
They did.
So why not invent a drug that fucking
Kills
is
people.
probably going to kill you?
Yeah, especially when mixed with cocaine.
Oh, man.
Back to demolition.
It's coming full circle.
It's coming full circle,
We're fucking
baby.
pros at this already. Episode. Oh, God.
Yeah,
That is a
saw
wasp.
Wasp.
Yeah.
I'm worried about you.
Okay. Shit.
He's over there now. Yeah. There's wasps in the Palace of Versailles.
Yeah, there are. God damn it.
You would think the French would be better exterminators, but they
Yeah.
couldn't really even exterminate, rebellions in their country.
No, they can't. They couldn't exterminate the Black Plague. They probably can't deal with a couple of wasps.
Yeah, probably not, including the two of us.
No.
I'm proud of that. Come on, that was clever.
White Anglo-Saxon
Saxon
Protestants. Where is this motherfucker?
He's up in the light fixture.
I'm waiting for him to, I'm pretty sure there's a nest up there. So, oh, God, no. He's right there.
Oh, Jesus.
Fuck! I really don't want this little motherfucker to...
Sting you.
No. I gotta fucking... Dude, do you see that? That's a fucking... That was a wasp sting from 2 months ago.
Ooh, it's a circle.
Yeah.
It's a circle on his arm.
I mean, it probably didn't fucking help that I was picking it off all the time. But
Yeah, that's probably also your own silly fault.
yeah, I... Fucking...
Now, this motherfucker's been flying around for a little bit now.
Yeah, I... Jesus Christ. God damn it. Okay. Let's take a little break here.
Okay, we're going to take a little break so that we can slay a dragon. It's over there now.
Yep. All right.
No, not the beast! Not the beast!
All right, so now we are back.
Now we're back.
Matt had to deal with a wasp that, honestly, he was very brave.
Yeah.
I was very proud of you. I was like, man,
Thank you, man.
This
Thank
was
you.
this is very impressive.
That was like a fucking... Man. Yeah, my heart's still going a little bit.
I know.
I hate
mine
those
too.
little bitches so much.
Dude, I killed 5 of them in my 6 actually in my apartment. They were all so I've got blinds over my windows because who doesn't in my French apartment, obviously.
We live in France.
We live in France. So
Even though we hate it.
we live here because you
Typically
can't,
French.
typically French. So they were all behind the blinds on my windows. So I had to raise the blinds and snipe at them
Oh, God.
with a shoe. It was not a good time.
No.
Especially since I'm just sitting there trying to watch YouTube videos. And no, what do I have to do? Commit genocide against a bunch of insects. That's what I have to do.
Oh, man.
Waspicide. if
Yeah,
you will.
dude. I hate those little bitches. I killed 15 of them one day.
Really?
Because, that fucking black pickup truck out back has a wasp nest under the fucking hood, and goddamn,
They build it so that you can't get to
they
it.
know they're so good at that.
Yeah.
They're so
it's like
good.
how spiders know instinctually to put a web just right face level.
yeah.
Anytime I go for a hike, it's just
So once a month, I'll walk out that front door we have,
Yeah.
and there'll be a fucking perfect spider web that I
Yep.
walk into.
Yep.
It's like that prank people do where they put fucking saran wrap in front of the... Yeah. It's exactly
So,
like that.
Honestly, I think what I think spiders beyond the fact that they're one of the most interesting fucking insects out there.
Terrifying, but I respect
Terrifying
them.
but interesting, yeah.
I respect them.
I mean, so I watched a video of they did a bunch of tests on spiders in on different drugs.
Oh yeah,
And
I've seen that.
Yeah. So the one of him on marijuana, he just kind of sat there. I was like, that sounds about par for the course. And, they gave him LSD, and his web was all abstract and stuff, and all crazy. And I was like, well, that makes a lot of sense too. But then it was they gave him cocaine. He just moved around a lot and barely made a web. And it's man,
Yeah.
it's we're no better than spiders because you give me cocaine, I move around a lot and break down walls.
Yeah. Yeah.
I break down cultural barriers.
Fuck yeah, dude.
All right, what you got
man.
for me, Matt?
I don't know.
Is your heart still going from that wasp encounter, dog?
No, I'm okay now. I just fucking hate those little sons of bitches so much. Fucking up my goddamn podcast when I'm trying to be a professional.
Professional in the Palace of Versailles.
Yes.
Yes.
Because
that is where we are.
we're catering to the French demographic now. We're
smoking cigarettes.
We're a French language podcast. This is French that
This
we're
is
speaking.
French that we're speaking.
I know you might not be able to tell, but that's because I snuck into all of your homes the other night, and I put a chip in your ear that decrypts languages like in Star Trek.
I was wondering when my asshole hurt this morning.
Yeah.
You put it in.
I put one in your butt.
Yeah.
Because I figured.
I speak out of it so much.
Yeah. Very good. And but the rest of you got one in the ear. So if you
count your blessings.
If you feel like you have COVID, that's not the case. You're just sick from the decrypting chip that I put into your ear pussies.
Your sound hole, if you will.
I thought the cigarette was backwards. It wasn't.
It wasn't, but that is a very French thing to do. Mm-hmm. As you can tell, we're still catering and pandering, in fact. Very heavily pandering to the French demographic.
You can't tell that we just got sponsored by a French petroleum company. Shut up.
What is this, The Great Escape? Petrol.
Yeah.
Speaking of The Great Escape, one of the best movies ever made.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Fantastic. You know that they tried to make a sequel, and it was a TV movie, and it was fucking terrible.
Oh, that's...
It was like them trying to go back and like get revenge on like the Commandant and stuff. And I'm like, this is like the most 80s like movie plot I've ever heard, and I love it.
Started off as a fucking... Oh, they made it in the 80s?
Oh yeah, dog.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah. Well, let me see. Jamie looked that up. It was called The Greatest Escape or some shit like that. The Great Escape 2: The Untold Story. Yeah. Fun fact: it starred Christopher Reeve.
No shit.
Yep, Judd Hirsch, Ian McShane, and Donald Pleasance in a supporting role. He did his
Donald Pleasance was in the first one and he got killed.
Yeah, I don't know why he was there.
He's playing Dr. Loomis from Halloween.
I'm into that, honestly. So there was a movie. I'm actually yeah. First
Michael,
of all,
leave those poor gay people alone. Stop killing the faggots, Michael. Michael. Go home, Michael.
Leave the gays.
Go home to Faggot Field.
As a faggot, I have been to
because
Faggot
it's called Haddonfield.
It's called, I know what it's called.
Did you hear about that new fucking shitty ass Halloween movie?
I heard it was good.
It's so terrible, man. It's so fucking awful.
You went and saw it?
No,
So how do you know? You might think it's the greatest.
Because I watched the Cinema Snob's review of it, and I trust him. No, dude, it looks fucking terrible, man. Halloween sequels are never good.
No, they're not.
They aren't.
So I will say
the original Halloween,
phenomenal.
Good. Rob Zombie's Halloween, good. The fucking probably I don't know. I haven't seen the last fucking movie that they just called Halloween, but it looked like it was fairly decent.
I mean, it had everybody back and like reporting their roles. Like, you know, I was there for it. I was like, yeah, I'll watch this.
Fucking Chang went and saw it with with this chick he's been hanging out with.
Yeah.
And yeah, both of them were like, yeah, that was like one of the worst fucking movies ever. Yeah.
Man. So there is a movie that I'm excited to watch. I'm excited, and I know it's been out for a little bit, but I usually spend my money on booze. The Green Knight. I really want to see it, and I've been told it's like very like psychedelic. Yeah. It's very like it's not an action movie at all. It's very pensive. I love that because the story of the Green Knight was translated famously by J.R.R. Tolkien from a story that was kind of unfinished. And no one really knows.
Don't they have? I'm not even kidding you, but don't they have like gay sex at one point?
Probably, yeah.
That's Chang was telling me about that fucking movie.
The Green Knight?
Yeah, and he said they had. I'm not kidding you. Okay. This is something he told me.
I'm looking this up, and it's going on. It's going on my permanent search history. Green Knight.
You're wearing your heart on your sleeve and your boner on your pants, Alec.
I am, and I'm proud of myself.
That's one of my favorite expressions.
And your boner on your pants.
Yeah.
Okay, here it is.
It's from the television show The In-Betweeners.
Never seen it.
Very funny show.
Okay, so I'm looking it up. The name of this article is The Missed Queerness of the Green Knight Adaptation. All right.
Did you search Green Knight gay sex?
Yes, I did.
You literally did, didn't you?
I'm probably on a list now. We should be able to see on the big screen just how badass...
You searched Green Knight gay sex.
I had to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
That's
I'm an
what
inquiring mind.
Yeah, okay, well, the people want to know.
All right. Well, the first picture is of a guy and a girl, I assume. So we're already off to a bad start. I don't see any schlongs on this page. All right. Would you lie to save your own life? This moral dilemma is the big reveal in one of my favorite poems. I can already tell they're not going to talk about gay sex in this.
Well, that's a bummer.
That is a bummer.
I always like hearing about that stuff.
That just really gets my motor running.
It's just who I am.
Who I am. I like the gay sex.
I like the gay sex. My name is Gay Jack Nicholson.
And I
was in Chinatown. Forget it, Jake, it's Chinatown.
I do love that.
It wasn't me that said that line, but I'm doing it anyhow. I banged Faye Dunaway once.
Once, so did her dad. Spoilers.
God, yeah.
In
case you haven't seen a fucking movie that's almost 50 years old.
Hey, there's a few movies that are 50 years old or a little bit more. I'm like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen that.
There's a ton of, yeah. That's one movie that I fucking... It's like I might as well just watch it out here in the garage because you can't watch it without smoking a million cigarettes.
Oh my god. Dude, it's like
watching
scene.
Every
it's
scene.
Like watching Swingers. Swingers makes me want to smoke so much. Watching, oh my god, the worst one is Peaky Blinders. Every scene, Cillian Murphy is relighting or lighting another cigarette. He doesn't stop. And as somebody who's smoking, it's just like this show is basically telling me to buy Newports. That's what the show is telling me. I don't smoke Newports. I smoke Lucky Strike red filters.
I'm smoking L&M red 100s.
The thinking man's choice.
It is, because I'm thinking about those loose monkeys.
And the red 100s.
And the red 100s.
It's like the big.
It's 100 red engines. And they're all working at a casino. And and Frank Sinatra Jr. is there. And he gets the whole staff really drunk so that they have an orgy, and he blackmails them.
Frank Sinatra Jr. does all of this.
He does all of this. He's a criminal mastermind. Not a lot of people know that.
I've never heard of his exploits in the criminal field.
He's in all of the Ocean's movies. He's so good you don't notice him, though.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't see him. He's just that good.
Yeah. He's actually doing in Ocean's 12, he's the guy doing that stupid capoeira shit amongst the lasers.
Amongst the lasers.
Dude, Amongst the Lasers is another good... It's like a band name.
Yeah, it is a good band name.
Like a progressive rock band.
I'm into that.
I'm not good enough. It's hard to do progressive rock.
I'm not either. Matt, I actually... that is actually a pretty good segue into our next segment.
Okay.
This was one I've told you about. I'm very excited about doing. I like to call it Stump the No Yes.
Okay.
So, Matt, you're a fan of metal music.
That's goddamn right I am.
Yes, you are. You're a red-blooded American. You love your metal music, and you love your Miller High Life.
I do.
Sponsor of today's episode.
I actually looked into what it takes to become a sponsor of Reign energy drinks today.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, Matt. I will have them sponsor us, but I won't drink a single drop of that shit.
Well, you have to.
Oh, god damn it. My heart can't take it.
They don't fuck with your heart. Trust me, I would know.
Alright, well,
they make you sweat out of your armpits abnormally, and it smells like raw hot dogs.
That's just how I normally say.
Well, that's just normally how I smell anyhow. So.
Well, yeah.
Which is weird because I don't really like hot dogs very much, especially not raw ones.
No, I'm not a big fan of raw hot dogs.
Never eaten a raw hot dog in my life, and yet my BO smells like them.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that's probably why, is because you haven't eaten a raw hot dog and like your body's acclimated.
So if I eat a raw hot dog, it'll equalize it?
I think so. You should eat a raw hot dog, Matt.
Okay.
Right now in front of me, slowly.
I don't think we have any. I got some Johnsonville brats in there. I think they're the cheddar jalapeno ones.
Ooh, good call.
Do you think that would work?
Slowly in front of me.
I don't think I'm gonna do anything close to that, Alec.
All right, well, that's disappointing. You see, you're taking the hard way. All right.
All right, so
so Stump the No Yes. is a game that I came up
We're gonna have
with.
to shut this fucking garage door next episode.
So
It's a game you came up with.
it's a game I came up with where I give you 3 metal band names. 2 of them are fake, 1 of them is real. And it is your job to guess which name is the real band name.
All right.
So, and I hope you're excited about this as much as I'm excited about this. All right. So, are you ready for round 1?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Matt,
Yes, Alec Trebek.
that's me. Number 1. All right. Number 1. Death Freight Train. Number 2. Subsonic Pussy. Number 3. Acidic Vaginal Liquid.
Acidic vaginal liquid.
Those are your 3 choices.
Okay, so I have to guess which one of them is real.
The real one.
The real
Yes,
one.
the real
Okay.
one.
What were the first two? Subsonic Pussy and what was the
Subsonic
first
Pussy
one?
and Death Freight Train.
Death Freight Train, Subsonic Pussy, Acidic Vaginal Liquid. I am gonna go with Acidic Vaginal Liquid.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh shit!
You got it, yeah. So I actually shortened it because to read it would have given it away. This is actually the longest band name in the world.
Oh.
And it's a metal band. I've listened to it. It kind of reminds me of Napalm Death.
Okay.
The full name of this band,
This is Jim Carrey's favorite band.
obviously, is Acidic Vaginal Liquid Explosion generated by mass amounts of filth, fecal fisting, and sadistic septic syphilitic sodomy inside the infected maggot-infested womb of a molested nun dying under the roof of a burning church while a priest watches and ejaculates in immense, perverse pleasure over his first fresh fetus. They're from Durban, South Africa. That is the name of the band.
Are they white South Africans by any chance?
Let's find out.
Let's find out.
Let's find out. Jamie, look that up. My search history on this. I'm gonna have to burn this computer.
You're on so many lists, man.
I really am. All right. Let's see. This band. I'm not gonna look at images. Not yet. That would just Okay. So let's see here. I actually am on a French website. Look at that.
Well, that's because we're in France.
We are in France.
We're in the fucking main hall of the Palace of Versailles, and dude, you know what? Oh man, a little serious moment here, real quick. You know what? One of my favorite quotes from well, probably ever is. Did you ever play any of the BioShock games?
Oh yeah, I played all of them.
Dude, remember in the first one where Andrew Ryan is talking to you over the fucking radio, and he's like,
"Is a man not allowed to the sweat of his own brow?"
Well, no, yeah. He's like, he's I don't know. He's like something. You can't possibly comprehend what I was trying to build here.
Yeah.
You know, your vision is so small. You're like, what the fuck? Oh yeah. He's like, you're nothing more than a termite at Versailles.
Yeah, that's a great line.
Fucking.
I still always go back to that line of a man chooses, a slave obeys, which is such
There's
a great
so
line.
much fucking.
Oh yeah, that's like that.
The
was my
philosophy
biggest
behind that
issue.
game is so goddamn
I know.
incredible.
Well, it's Ayn Rand. Hello, Mr. Moth. So it's Ayn Rand, but like taken to like John Galt extremes.
Yeah.
Also, yes, they are white South Africans. I looked it
Well,
up.
of course, they're the worst people in the world.
Well, they do have one of the worst band names in the world.
It's
All right.
pretty fucking terrible.
Pretty
I mean,
terrible.
just like based on how long it is.
Yeah,
If you had to
I
take.
think that's entirely.
It took
the
you
point.
2 lungfuls of air to say that.
It
band
did.
name, I
It did.
noticed.
And that's, I mean, if it takes me 2 lungfuls of air to say a band name, which I'm not going to remember, and I don't want to remember, maybe, just maybe, you're not a good band.
They're probably fucking terrible. I'm guessing they're a lot like Vulvodynia, which is another South African, like, kind of slam deathcore fucking
It's
like
never been
like extension of deathcore.
It's
like,
never been my cup of tea. Are you ready for round 2, Matt?
I'm ready for round 2, Alec.
Okay.
Actually, let me. Do you need another beer?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Talk for like fucking 15 seconds.
All right. So one thing that always has shocked me about just getting older in general is that, when I was younger and I first started drinking, my days consisted of wake up, go to work, eat something at some point, then, I would like go to the bar, get drunk, go home, wake up hungover. So I found out now. That even if I don't drink in an evening, I'm still hungover in the morning. I think that comes with aging, is that my body has decided that I am just constantly in a state of either drunk or hungover. There is no in-between for me. And when I do get those in-betweens, rarely at best, my body doesn't know what to do with it, and so I just gorge myself on food. I think that's the human condition. Anyway, so round 3.
Round 2.
Round 3. No, I'm kidding. All right. Gotcha. All right.
Gotcha, bitch.
All right. So for round 2, we have Bow Wow. Okay. We have. I'm trying to remember what I wrote down here. Oh, there's my list. Okay. All right. We have Death, Death, and More Death. And we have Sexy Corpse Fucker.
What was the first one again?
The first one was Bow Wow.
Bow Wow, Death, Death, and More Death.
And
Sexy Corpse Fucker. Shit. This one's tougher. These are a lot more subtle.
Right? That's why I want it to get more difficult as it goes on.
And you've got 3 rounds of this?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
These are impressive, dude. I'm proud of you. I'm really proud of you on this one already. Okay, so Bow Wow, Death, Death, and More Death, Sexy Corpse Fucker. I'm gonna go with Bow Wow.
You got it.
Motherfucker, seriously?
Yeah. They're a Japanese death metal band.
So it'd be like Bow Wow then?
God fucking damn it.
Okay, well.
A little bit. So yeah, we got that.
Holy shit.
Man, you are 2 for 3 right now, dog. You're 2 for 2. I'm very impressed.
Dude. I didn't think I'd be very good at this.
I didn't think you would either, but you're killing it, man.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, pal.
I didn't think
Cheers,
you'd do well. I honestly thought you failed miserably. Kind of ruining my segment. Thanks, Matt.
I think I'm improving your segment,
I
Alec.
think you are, actually, because it's making it more impressive.
All right.
In France. All right. So this one is the last round.
Okay.
Now, I want to say also that if you ever want to start a band called Death, Death, and More Death, I'm totally down. Because I thought of that and I was like, that's a great
Well,
name.
we'll have to consult the Chuck Schuldiner estate. And
We probably
I don't want to.
I don't wanna
I
do
don't want to
that.
disturb those nice
I
people.
don't either. They seem nice. They seem nice.
Chuck Schuldiner definitely.
Oh, yeah,
was
for
a
sure.
nice
No,
guy.
he seems like a really nice guy. There's my list.
I miss him a lot more than I miss Dimebag. I'll tell you that.
Dude, I couldn't agree more. Dimebag just kind of seemed like,
He's a great player.
Great player.
Fucking fantastic. Like he could fit the fucking groove.
Yeah,
Like,
of
he
everything.
just
He was incredible.
stay in like the pocket
he was
perfectly.
incredible.
Absolutely insane. But I mean, as for technique,
Yeah.
not much there.
Yeah, I mean, he was just
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, I always enjoyed like thrash metal and that kind of stuff because I think it's very impressive, but just not technically.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not much of a technical player either. You know how I play now.
Oh, I'm not either, man. I only do like the only scale I really know is just like one I made up where it's like a combination of the Aeolian mode and the blues scale.
Yeah. I mean, so that's like the blues scale that I learned was actually like closer to like what they called like a Mixolydian. I was like, huh, no kidding. And I actually learned what Mixolydian was. I was like, no, this is not even close. But
It's like one note off
it's
of a
one
major
note
scale.
off. Yeah, one note off of a major scale, which is cool. I mean,
This is now a French music theory podcast.
Oui. All right, you ready for round 3, man?
I'm ready for round 3.
All right. Okay. So for round 3, option 1 is the real band. Is the real band. Microphone up my anus. Is the real band. Wrathchild America. or is the real band? And this one's my personal favorite. Head stuck in a dryer.
Stuck in a dryer. Well, you're a narcissist, so if it's your personal favorite, it's clearly one that you invented. So that's not it, or is it?
You gotta give me some credit here, Matt. I am a narcissist.
This is the toughest one yet.
I know. That's why I did it, man.
Hold on.
Are you writing them down?
I think I might need to.
I think that's a good idea.
Well, I want to remember them for posterity anyhow.
They're good. They're good.
Let me that.
First one was microphone up my anus.
Mic up my anus. Second one?
Second one was Wrathchild America.
Wrathchild America. And third one was Head Stuck in a Dryer.
Yeah. Walk me through your thought process on this too.
Okay. The most realistic option seems like it's microphone up my anus, but the thing about Wrathchild America is that could very easily be some kind of European band calling themselves that.
Could be.
And Head Stuck in a Dryer just clearly sounds like something you made up.
Does it?
Head Stuck in a Dryer.
No. It is Wrathchild America.
I fucking... God damn it. Oh, you psyched me out. God damn it. God damn it. I knew it was that one. I shouldn't have fucking...
You shouldn't have doubted yourself, dog. Wrathchild America.
2 for 3. That's pretty fucking...
That's pretty good,
That's pretty goddamn good.
Also, whenever I said Head Stuck in a Dryer, I knew for a fact that I was like...
That you knew that was gonna fucking throw me off.
It was gonna throw you, but also I was like, it sounds like an indie band name. Like Knocked Loose or like something like that. I was like, I can't. I'm not sure about it.
Knocked Loose isn't a metal band?
No.
No?
Knocked Loose.
Kind of an aggressive name. I figured they were.
Oh, they're great though. They're more like indie rock.
Well, I was gonna light this cigarette for dramatic effect at some point, but I forgot to do it because you really got me on that one.
So Wrathchild America was an American heavy metal band. Formed in Martinsburg, West Virginia in 1978.
Damn, 1978?
Yeah, no, they're old school.
I want to listen to those guys.
Yeah, put it on. Actually, I'll look it up. How about that?
Hang on. My phone's next to the good mic.
Oh, good for you.
I know. Cost me a whole 80 doll hairs on Facebook Marketplace.
Whole 80 doll hairs.
Back in the day. Wrathchild. Excellent Iron Maiden song, by the way.
Right. So good. Also, probably
Wrathchild America, second thing that came up. Oh, you can't tell that we're living in a fucking dystopian future. Alright, 14 years ago, and it's only got... No, I'm not going to help YouTube by answering even a single question.
I don't listen to
Unless it's the question, do you like gay sex?
And the answer
is yes. Alright, well, we're not going to get sued by Wrathchild America doing this, but ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 2 of the End Times podcast.
Thank you all so much for
Thank you all so very, very, very much for listening.
You all have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful evening. Well, it's evening while we're recording in the Palace of Versailles. But wherever you are, never forget, the End Times is now. Over and out.